lampstand, Apocrypha, in the garden, in one of the gardens at Chichester. Tobit 2, I apologise for my pronunciation. These are not words I'm familiar with. When I arrived home, and my wife Anna and my son Tobiah were restored to me at the feast of Pentecost. Let's make that a bit more interesting, shall we? Oh, the wind is blowing the page, hey? Okay, let me try and hold it another way. Here we go. When I arrived home, and my wife Anna and my son Tobiah were restored to me at the feast of Pentecost, which is the sacred festival of the 7 weeks, a good dinner was prepared for me, and I sat down to eat. Upon seeing the abundance of food, I said to my son, "Go and bring whatever poor man of our brethren you may find, who is mindful of the Lord, and I will wait for you." But he came back and said, "Father, one of our people has been strangled and thrown into the marketplace." So before I tasted anything, I sprang up and removed the body to a place of shelter until sunset. And when I returned, I washed myself and ate my food in sorrow. Then I remembered the prophecy of Amos, how he said, "Your feasts shall be turned into mourning, and all your festivities into lamentation." And I wept. When the sun had set, I went and dug a grave and buried the body, and my neighbours laughed at me and said, "He is no longer afraid that he will be put to death for doing this. He once ran away, and here he is, burying the dead again." On the same night I returned from burying him, and because I was defiled, I slept by the wall of the courtyard. And my face was uncovered. I did not know that there were sparrows on the wall, and their fresh dropping fell into my open eyes, and white films formed on my eyes. I went to physicians, but they did not help me. Aachar, however, took care of me until he went to Elimaeus. Then my wife Anna earned money at women's work. She used to send the product to the owners. Once, when they paid her wages, they also gave her a kid, and when she returned it to me, it began to bleat. So I said to her, "Where did you get the kid?" "It is not stolen, is it? Return it to the owners, for it is not right to eat what is stolen." And she said, "It was given to me as a gift in addition to my wages." But I did not believe her, and told her to return it to the owners, and I blushed for her. Then she replied to me, "Where are your charities and your righteous deeds? You seem to know everything." Then in my grief I wept, and I prayed in anguish and said, "Righteous art thou, O Lord, all thy deeds and all thy ways are mercy and truth, and thou dost render true and righteous judgment forever. Remember me and look favourably upon me. Do not punish me for my sins and for my unwitting offences, and those which my fathers committed before thee, for they disobeyed thy commandments. And thou gavest us over to plunder, captivity and death. Thou madest us a byword of reproach in all the nations among which we have been dispersed. And now thy many judgments are true, in exacting penalty from me for my sins and those of my fathers, because we did not keep thy commandments. For we did not walk in truth before thee. And now deal with me according to thy pleasure. Command my spirit to be taken up, that I may depart and become dust. For it is better for me to die than to live, because I have heard false reproaches, and great is the sorrow within me. Command that I now be released from my distress, to go to the eternal abode. Do not turn thy face away from me. God bless you. Sorry for the wobbly camera, hey?